Hello, Farouk.
Yes.
Are you ready now?
Yes.
Okay. So please go ahead.
Okay. But I want to share this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Please continue to share your desktop to show the presentation.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Uh, Here is a file that contain all the description for the key for Toyota, for all the smart key and all the, it is especially for the smart key. So
Yeah, I see. Okay.
okay, so I think Mr. Stephen, if you don't have it, I will share it with you to share it with you.
I think that this manual should be implemented into the software in the
You mean
future.
the file?
Yes.
Yes, I think also. I think so. But the main thing is you need to be ordered by the dealer to be ready for the customer. If the customer asks about this kind of key, it need to be ready, because most of the dealer is not know that some key, special keys that could be used for special programming, like for Kia and Toyota. So also I will. We could ask Mr. Stephen to share this with the product lines to add it.
Okay, thank you.
Farouk, please, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yes, Farouk 3. I can delete the file by myself, the code, the DTC by myself, or I need to just copy the file and I will delete it and send it back to me.
Yeah, if you could do it by yourself, it's okay. But if you could not do it, you should send it.
No, I mean, what I mean, the software will enable me
No,
to delete the DTC by myself. That's what I'm asking you.
no. There is software is not have this function, but this what I am trying to give you like some good sales point for this device, because this is like some good sales point for the device, but the software itself could not do it. Like all of these functions could not be done through the software. Software only will give you the file.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Yes, you are welcome. So, as we discussed, is dealing with anti-safety control units is need special procedure. It's not like online programming, because, as you know, we support online programming for many brands, but in some cases, online programming will not solve replacement of the anti-safety control module, as we discussed. We need to deal with it with the IMMO software or the IMMO proc, or by the cloning tools. So we discussed this before the starting cycle. If you want to replace or if you want to replace or add a key or replace any of control module, we need to go through the IMMO functions. So here we have an example for the BMW F series immobilizer control module. We have three immobilizer control module for the BMW, which is the engine control module, which is the DME or DDE in diesel, and the FEM or body control unit, or the BDC, or the transmission control module. All of this module, in case of replacement, we need to deal with them with a special procedure, because normal replacement or plug and play will not work in this case. So we'll have an overview, a quick overview about BMW anti-theft history control module. Okay, so firstly, we'll have some strong points that we have for BMW software, the diagnostics and the immobilizer, because launch have a very, very strong BMW diagnostics and programming software, and also for the IMMO software, also we have good coverage and good function for the immobilizer module. Also, we have the latest database for programming and coding for most of the BMW vehicle until now, I think 2024. Also, we support all the OEM function like the ISTA. If you know ISTA, that is the OEM software for the dealership. For BMW, is also we support all the service function for the ISTA. And also we have now introduced for the FEM and the CAS4 plus OBD pre-processing, as we will discuss that for the FEM and CAS4 in some cases is need to do some hardware works for desoldering some parts like the EEPROM for the FEM. So in some software we support OBD pre-processing. So let's have a look about the immobilizer module for the previous models. So as we discussed, this is for F series. This is the immobilizer module. But before, starting from 2006, the immobilizer CAS is introduced. Before they have EWS, but this is very old. We will not talk about it. But we will talk starting from the CAS 2 because this is the most famous, and the CAS 3 and CAS 4 and CAS 4 plus. So this is the shape of the CAS. Almost CAS 2 and CAS 3 is for E series. CAS 4 and FEM and BDC is for F series, and BDC is only used for G series. This is the location for the CAS. It will be found at the driver side at the footwell. This control module is responsible for the immobilizer and key function and the key authorization for the vehicle, and also it have like the vehicle order of the identification of the specification for the vehicle. Through it, we could do programming and coding for the vehicle. Starting from 2012, the FEM is introduced for the F series. FEM is a stand for front electronic modules. Front electronic module, and BDC is body domain control. In F series, it's have front electronic module and REM, which is rear electronic module. But starting from the BDC, it only have one control module, which is the body domain control. So we could program key for FEM and BDC for F series. G series now is not supported all over the world. G series is not supported for programming. Only key or adding key or key programming is only available for the F series. This is the location for the FEM. It will be found at the passenger side for most of the F series, and also the BDC is at the same location. So this is most of the engine control module is used to be replaced, like the MEVD series, like the MD1 for the F series, the MSV80 and the MSD80. MD1 we could do cloning until I think 2020 or 2021. Starting from the G series, this is protected control module. So dealing with this control module is a little bit hard. So when we start to going to BMW software and we go to anti-theft function, we will find these tabs. We have anti-theft key matching tab. We have immobilizer module replacement tab. We have engine module replacement tab, gearbox module replacement tab, replacement of FRM module. FRM is footwell control module. Is not immobilizer module, but especially for E series, it's have like a software problem. It normally happen for all cars after a certain a certain DTC count, the EEPROM is get corrupted. You need to correct the EEPROM on bench to make this control module work again, because FRM is responsible for lights and center locking and power windows. So if this control module stop, so center lock will not work, light will not work, windows will not work. So this is not immobilizer. If you replace it or remove it, the car will start. But this is from the most famous scenarios for the failure for this module for all BMW. So if we go through engine module replacement, if we're talking about engine module replacement, if we go to engine module replacement, we'll have two modes, OBD mode and bench mode. OBD mode is only available for F series. You could try to read the ISN number through the OBD. Bench mode is used for cloning or reading the flash file and EEPROM file for the control module. So normally we'll have some nodes to connect the USB, because this data is very large, so you need to use the USB to make the connection stable. So you will find here all the supported control module, available for cloning. So you could select the control module, is depend on the label, or you could use the board number search if you don't know, or the part catalog, especially for BMW. You could write the part number on the part catalog. You will find the type of the control module, MEVD or MSD or SV. After you select, you will find this menu. This menu is available for each control module. Like in this case, we select MEVD 1729. Okay, so we have this option to backup EEPROM data, restore EEPROM data, backup flash data, restore flash data. EEPROM data decryption is used for decryption for the ISN, because we could extract the ISN. ISN is the individual serial number. Individual serial number is used for BMW because this is the code for starting the vehicle. If this code is incorrect, the vehicle will not start. We use the decryption function in some cases if we want to do all key lost, because if we have all key lost in F series, we need to have the DME ISN number to program a dealer key. Change ISN if I only need to change the ISN for engine control module. Read chip ID is used for detecting the connection, if the connection is okay or not, after we go to the wiring diagram. So the first step, we need to connect the control module through the wiring diagram. As you could see here, here is the wiring diagram for the engine control module. So we could use it to connect the control module along the wiring. After we successfully connect the control module, we should go back to backup EEPROM data, backup flash data. After you backup, you need to save this file with a good name that you could remember for this vehicle. Or after you finish the backup, you should write it to the replacement one. But make sure that in some cases, because if you reverse the original and the replacement, you will miss the original data and you will go to another problem. I think it is much better to back up the both control module, because if anything happened, you will have the both flash file or the both data file for the control module. So it will be more safe for you to work with this way. So for engine control modules, we have any question for BMW?
So James, do you have any question?
Okay, yes, thank you. I have my question is for Golo Pro 4, for Golo 4 Pro, which I am using. So, and I've not used it for key programming actually, but somebody told me that it can't do key programming. So, but the settings is on it. I use the Dark Zone Pro 2, but I've not used it for, I just bought it not quite long. So I want you to help, to shed more light on that. If that Golo 4 Pro can do key programming and or not. Thank you.
So Farouk, do you know the answer?
But if I understand right, you mentioned that you're using Golo 4 control
Yes.
device
Yes.
and Diag Zone,
Yes, Dark Zone, yes. Dark Zone.
but Diag Zone is pirates. We are not dealing with Diag Zone.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry for that.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
You are welcome.
So any other question?
Okay, so we'll continue. So for gearbox control module replacement for BMW, we could have two options: is to do cloning or to do erasing. For HP second generation, we could do erasing for F series. We could do erasing and we could do cloning for the transmission control module. For G series, we could do also now, this is a new function, we could do cloning and erasing for the G series. But if we do erasing, we need to do coding and the programming for this control module. If we do cloning, no need because we also get all the data and all the software. But the only thing you need to take care if you cloning gearbox, which is have a failure clutch, you need to do adaptation because all the parameter is for a weird clutch. So you need after cloning to do adaptation for the control module to make sure that the new pressures is available for the new clutch clearance. So this is, if we go to gearbox module replacement, we'll find it's 8 HP, F6 HP. F6 HP is 6 HP for F series, especially for F02, is a very rare, but is available for F02. 6 HB for F series. We have also 8 HB for F series. Most of F series has 8 HP. You could use the EGS erase function to erase the security and make it like new or renew function. After you do EGS erase, you could the gearbox will engage the gear because if you don't like plug and play the gearbox without doing erase, the shift stick will not engage to the gear. When you're trying to engage drive gear, it will not engage. It will still be in parking position. So after erasing, you will now could engage the gear if you do erasing, but in some cases you need to do coding or programming for the control module and do adaptation. But in cloning, it is very important to do adaptation for the control modules. For immobilizer control module replacement, we have CAS 2, CAS 3, and CAS 4. We could do this is by cloning,
Oui,
just we need to connect wiring
Yusuf,
across the board, and we could do cloning function for this control module. So for BMW, we have any question? Because we will now get a quick overview about Mercedes-Benz.
这边是谁在跟着？
Any question?
嗯，
Okay. So for Mercedes-Benz, we have now like FPS 3 generation and the FPS 4 generation. For W2CV4,
哎，
at the
我
left
我
one,
现在
if
正
we
在
have
一个培训中，
FP3,
你把那个
and
邮件你转
W205 and
给我一下，
W206, if
我问一下
FPS4
是什么，
generation. FPS4 generation, we could do some work as we'll see for
我
replacement,
问一下是
but
怎么回事。
for key programming only is available for FPS3 model. Like here
好
is
好，我问一下到底
W211
是什么
and
情况导致这个问题一直
W212.
供不出去？
This is only
好
FPS3, and
，OK
also
OK， 好的好的，
W221
好
is
，OK。
only here the FPS3. All the other model is FPS4. So the control module is responsible for the immobilizer. As we discussed in BMW, we have CAS. For Mercedes-Benz, we have EIS and key. This EIS is responsible for the immobilizer or responsible for the key function or the immobilizer function for the Mercedes-Benz. So we have the FPS regeneration. As we discussed, we could do erasing or renew for most of the control module, but for FPS4 we could now do cloning for some engine control module and transmission control module. So all of this is the FPS3 component, which is the engine control module, transmission control module, and the selector level modules like the ISM or DSM, and EIS and ignition switch. We have also for FPS4, we support the ECM and TCM for the 9G for cloning. Okay, so for doing erasing for any control module, first thing we need to identify the control module. After we could identify the control module, we could go to the ECU erasing. So we've seen to diagram by diagram. So as this case, we have the ME9.7. ME9.7 is the target control unit to connect. So we'll have the wiring, as you could see here. We have all this pinout for the control module, and we should connect it to the XPROC and the MCU3 adapter. After that, we could read the module. If we successfully connect the right connection, we will have all these control modules, all these parameter is yes, 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 yes. It's personalized and activated. It means this is locked, or this is control module is have security data inside. So if you plug and play this control module directly without erasing, the car will not start. So we need to do complete erasing module to make sure the security data is removed and the control module is ready to accept new values. After you do some the erase module successfully, you will find the personalized and activated will be no and no. So now it is not personalized and not activated. After that, when you plug it to the vehicle, you could do drive authorization service function, and you could learn the security values for the engine control module, and the car will start without problem. For transmission, we also need to identify the type of the transmission. And also we'll go to the same steps, ECU erasing and TCU and wiring diagram, and then we should connect it along the wiring diagram, and we'll go to complete erasing. The same for the also the ECM and the TCM and the ISM. We'll go also for the same steps, wiring diagram, and we should connect it across the wiring diagram, and then we could do erasing. For the EIS replacement and the ELV replacement, we need to read the password. We have two methods for reading the password for EIS. One by adding keys, which means the EIS has working key, or by By all key lost, you need to have the MCU3 adapter to do all key lost function for this EIS, or to read the password for this EIS. If we go to intercept password reading, we go to platform. We have calculated by adding key. We need to firstly to see the part number for the EIS. Okay, this EIS, like here for W204, we'll go to the wiring diagram. We should connect it across the wiring diagram. We have DIY and the MCU3. The DIY, if we don't have the MCU3, we should go to the DIY. For the MCU3 also, if we have the MCU3, we could go through the MCU3 port. We should go after that to follow the steps. It will ask us to put the ignition.
and then return it back. We should follow the promoted message, and then we'll have password.